Howdy, and welcome back. Today we're going to be making liquid gold. Stick around. Shelf-stable butter, ghee, that's what we'll be making. And I'm going to take the camera and show you what we've got, how we want to set it up, and the cooking instructions. It shouldn't take over 20 minutes for me. Hopefully it's only going to be about a 5-minute video for you. So I'm going to be using 4 sticks of butter. And I've got this little contraption over here set at 175. I might have to bump it up. Hope the camera's picking that up. Got my pan that we'll put on. Right here, hit start button, which I had to experiment before I started the video because I ran it, nothing ever happened. Then I seen the start button, I said, well, looky there. Alright, 4 sticks of butter. And we'll move the camera again on you. Oh, not like that. You can see how quick that pot starts to heat up. What we want to do, and this is melting really fast, faster than on my stovetop, is we're first going to separate the milk solids, and we're going to show that hopefully as it melts and after it melts, we're going to have some of the milk solids to sink to the bottom of the pot. Some will have a little bit of foam. I'm going to bring it to a boil, then after it starts boiling, then I'm going to cut the temperature back down and just let it simmer, and we'll show the process. Okay, I've raised it up to 200 just to finish melting the little bit of butter that's in there. But I'm hoping that the camera's picking this up as I stir across, and I'm not stirring the bottom, just dragging the foam. You can see those chunks, or what looks like chunks, and that's actually our milk and fat solids. So what we want to do is, in the process, and here we're starting to bring it to a boil, is those solids will sink to the bottom of the pan. And if you just want a clarified butter, then you would just remove the foam from the top and leave those milk solids in there. But I want to remove the foam and the milk solids, so all that we're left with is an oil. And that oil actually will become a higher smoke temperature. We'll go from about somewhere around 375, 400 on up to about we'll go from a 200 degree smoke temperature up to a 400 degree. And I don't know if you can see the steam coming off of there or not. I think you can. So that's the water vapor boiling off. And now that we're boiling, I'm going to bring it down just a wee bit. This is what it looks like after about 2 minutes. I've got it, it's still a little bit too much of a boil going on, so we'll bring it back down. There's 175. We'll see how that reacts. But you can see how now I can move this foam and it sort of stays. And see how cloudy that is right now? Optimally, you'd want a deeper pot with a more narrow bottom, so the milk solids have a more concentrated place to go. But I tried all kinds of pots, and this is the only one that I could come up with that would work with this induction cooker. Turn it down to 170. That's still a little bit too much for me. I still have some steam, so we still have water coming off of there. And this is what it looks like after about 8 minutes. I've turned the temperature down. It says here it's a 110. Now you can see it's just clear, it's not cloudy. I'm able to scrape the foam away. And that bit of burning on the bottom, it's not really burnt, but let me get this straight. That will impart a nutty flavor to your ghee. All this foam and stuff. I do have some cheesecloth and a funnel, and I'll be pouring this out into a other container, and then transferring that container to some jars that I've already put in the oven to warm up so that this hot oil does not crack the jars. I wish I had a pour spout. That would certainly make it easier. This is not too bad. Okay, I use Land O'Lakes. Another thing I forgot to mention, I'll throw it in here right now. We're using unsalted butter for your ghee. Make sure that you're using unsalted. We will let those cool, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, it has been nearly 1 hour. It's 57 minutes if you're counting. And this is what we look like. Okay, you can still see it's in liquid form. It's obviously cool to the touch. I would give this probably 75 degrees, 80 degrees. But the main reason I did this is because this will sit on a shelf as long as it's cool and dark. And cool does not mean refrigerated, but if you have a garage, a cellar, under the house, if that's where you're keeping it, or in the basement if it stays cool enough, this will store just like this for 9 months. No refrigeration. Once you open it, if you do still have refrigeration, you can store it for another 3 months. So that's 1 year after we've removed the moisture from it and our milk solids. Now I have put this in the fridge a little bit, and you can start to see it's clouding up. So I suspect, never having done this, I suspect it's going to kind of give you a consistency sort of like coconut oil that's left out. I'll just have to see. I have done clarified butter but never ghee, and there is a difference, as I kind of said before. One of the things I mentioned earlier in the video was smoke points, and I did misrepresent that. The smoke point of butter, according to Wikipedia, is 305. I guess that's at sea level, with your leg in the air and finger up your nose or something. I don't know how they come up with these numbers, but it's 305. Whereas a smoke point of ghee is 385, I think. My goodness, I can't remember. So we increase the smoke point quite a bit, actually where it's above the smoke point of coconut oil. So when they say butter burns, well, not if you do it this way. Another thing I've done is the cheesecloth that we use to filter. Hold on, be right back. Here's our cheesecloth, and there's the impurities and stuff that or not impurities, but the milk fats. I thought, well, instead of throwing this away, I wonder how this would work as a fire starter. I'll be trying that in another video. But as always, thank you for stopping by New and Old Survival. You can also check us out on Facebook. Leave comments, ideas for videos, recipes if you have them from old timers. I'm really interested in those old time recipes and old time ways of doing things. Maybe I'll come up with a video on how to turn wood into toilet paper if this panic buying continues. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're in good health. And as always, may God bless you. Thanks for watching.